And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved in a rush mode playthrough. Before I get to those laboratory components, I want to come down here and grab what iron that I can, as well as lithium, to make sure that we have as much as we can get. Going forward, I want to make sure this stuff really is enough. So let's add some more power. Arthur's fully charged, so we can add lots and lots of power to this. And let's go back up. Kind of a messy mine shaft, but it, you know, serves our purposes. And let's pop back out here. What can we build as far as power? See, we can have this laser power right now, which is great. So let's get a whole lot of lithium and a little bit of iron. So that way we've got lots of materials coming in. I can always stop this from filling, but you know, these are not mining very fast yet. I do want to beam more power over there. That's just not enough power. Let's see. F4 is usually my power. So let's get some power here. Okay, stop the turning animation. Okay. There we go. Now there's some serious power going in there. And die. Oh. Die. Okay. We have a little... Ooh, look at all the lithium that we just picked up. That is awesome. So lithium goes here. Iron goes here. Bug parts I try to keep relatively even here. We got quite a bit of miscellaneous junk that we're going to have to get rid of, but it's not in the way right now, so I don't mind too much. So the research assembler is a laboratory component, basic PCBs and experimental pods. So we're going to need a few hoppers, and we're going to need a lot of tin. So hopefully that tin goes crazy. And copper. How much copper do we have? Oh, we got lots of copper, so that's not bad. So to start this process, let's work on the pods first. Let's get 20 copper plates, because we need the stamper plant we have, the extrusion plant, which takes copper and tin plates, and then the coiler plant. So we need the stamper plant to make the extrusion plant. Then we need the extrusion to make the coiler. Then we need the coiler to make the PCB. Because, you know, it's just kind of a cascading assembly line. And then once all three are done, then we can produce whatever we want. So yeah, we need a lot of tin as well. So let's make sure we got tin coming in. Getting a lot of materials in. I still have quite a bit of iron that I could dump in. 24. So let's get some copper plate. And this also takes tin plates. So let's throw one of tin in there. And then one more tin to round it out. This thing is just screaming right now. So much ore. It's smelting right now. It's awesome. can't believe tin is what we're low on right now. That's pretty crazy. A couple tin plates. I think we need 5. 3. Okay, that's a good number. And there's the tin. So we need the extrusion plant next. So let's look at, yeah, these things take up this space. We're going to go, that's 4. We're going to go here, extrusion plant, like this. The extrusion plant is very much like the stamper plant. You have 2 hoppers that go in, and, you know, it goes ingots in one side, wires in the other. However, we need a lot more tin for hoppers. I think we have enough iron. We need tin now. So let's look at a tin upgrade. That's copper. So we want tin to be the motor. So now we just double the amount of ore. See, 16 ore per minute, and now we've got 32 ore per minute. And let's take some coal. Gotta keep the coal up. Doesn't need to be in that hot bar though. I usually put it in my 4 because that's power related stuff. Well, this is kind of slow, so let's do that. And of course, the little rotate error comes up. I actually don't know what causes that. I don't think the developer does either. It's too inconsistent. When you're trying to fix bugs in a game or any sort of software, consistency is the key. If you can reproduce something reliably, you can typically fix it. So let's look at storage hoppers. Yeah, not enough storage hoppers yet. Okay. Come on, tin. How much tin do I have? How much tin do I need? 12. I have exactly enough for 1. Okay, let's build it. There we go. So now we're going to want some copper wire. So let's throw some copper in there. And let's see, how many are we going to need for the coiler? We're going to need only 1 for the coiler. We're still going to need copper plates, which is why I started off with so many. But the coiler needs just 1 copper wire. We just need a little bit more tin. I think it's 12 tin. So we've got a lot of tin coming in because I upgraded it and I expanded the conveyor belt system. So it's pulling more out at a time. But it just has to kind of drill through the iron and the lithium that I put in there. It's so nice how fast this thing smelts. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard going back to even a plentiful world after all of this, just because this is so fast. I can't imagine what oh yeah, hoppers. Going back to something else, some other harder difficulty will be. So there's the coiler. So let's go over here, and the coiler is going to be right here. Oh, come on, coiler. So the coiler is takes wires and converts them into coils, and you can chain all of these together once you get to the PCBs. And the PCB assembly plant is how many? Just 1 coil, which is great. So let's grab the tin. Let's grab the wires. And now that that is done, let's put the not upside down, like that. And now that we have wires, I can actually throw some wire in there and it will create coils out of them. Meanwhile, I'm just creating more and more wire here. So there's our copper coil, and now we can do the PCB assembly plant. And this is the end result. This creates the PCBs, and with that, we can then create part of the ingredients for this thing. The laboratory component, there's the basic PCB. So we have the ability to make those now. The research assembler needs even more. So I need at least one extra PCB with the laboratory components. And we need 3 of these. So I need 3 basic PCBs and 15 basic experimental pods. And so I need to actually create the research assembler first. So I need a copper housing, which I needs copper plate. So that's the thing. So let's get our stamper back in place and get some copper in there. Oh, I don't want that. Didn't want 100 of them in there. That would be unwise. Okay, so there is basically the ability to make the PCBs. And I'm thinking the research station, I want it to have access to the sky. Because it's eternal day, I definitely want to use solar power. So I'm thinking like over here somewhere. Somewhere over here for the research assembler. So let's do this. We're gonna do PCB assembler, coiler, extruder, and then hopper. Let's make, how many are we gonna need just for the PCBs, not counting the pods that we need here. So we actually only need 1 basic PCB for the research assembler, but we need another 3 here. So we need 4 basic PCBs on their own. So using control, you can actually put 1 in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll make us 4 basic PCBs automatically. And we're just getting some more copper plate here. And let's grab all of the things. There we go. Now we're really starting to ramp it up. We got lots of copper, lots of tin, but we need lots of copper for research. So in order for that to really take off, I want another basic drill motor, use some of our resources, ramp that up, and now we should really be able, if you look, it's mining 16 at a time, which is pretty nice. So there's our basic PCBs. Now this is the first step in this process. The other step is the research assembler. So let's build the research assembler. I'm pretty sure I needed a copper housing for that. Yep. And the research assembler, I will put right here. Set this to remove only. And we have a minuscule amount of coal right here. It's actually not really worth even doing anything with. That is just an abysmal amount of coal. Let's ping known, see if there's any more around here. There's a little bit, I think, right there. A lot of it probably right underneath me. I think this is coal. Yeah, that's coal. There's probably not a lot in there either. 26. Oh, that's crazy how little coal that is. Okay, well, let's do this. I am going to figure out, let's get a battery underneath this thing. I want a PTG right beside it. And somehow we're going to get coal into that thing. For now, let's get some hoppers. One hopper, I guess. And put some coal in it. Like that. So we need, we have a total of 3 of these stamper plants and a whole PCB assembler. So this is kind of how I set these up. A lot of people, I mean, there's so many different ways of setting these things up that I'm not sure if there's a right or a wrong way, but this is how I do it. Oh, not hoppers. I want those to go there. And that set to remove only. This set to add only. That should be already remove only. I need these to be over. It's like that. And do I have another hopper? I don't. How are we doing for copper and tin? Looks really good. So let's add another hopper here. So now the researches are PCBs and plates, and that will create research for us. And we want at least 15, I think, to make the lab components. 5, need 3, yeah, 15. So 15 of these is 30 of these. So 10, 20, 30. And it is 90 of these. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So this will just sit and craft and build the PCBs for me. The pyrothermic generator produces way more power in this mode, and it's almost enough to keep this actually running. So this needs 64 power per second. It looked like this actually could produce 50. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. Once this has 2 and this has 6, well, that has 6. Now this should kick off. Yep, there it goes. The generator kicks on. And this actually is producing pretty fast. So that is a good thing. It's already produced 1 of them. So basic experimental pod has produced 2 of them. So we're cooking with gas now. We have almost the ability to do research. And the next step, we need to find a good size coal vein. And I think the coal vein that was over here was a pretty good size. Let's double, triple check that. Nope, it wasn't. So what we need to do is use some of the blank. Let's craft a few of these, and then use C menu to craft coal ore pings. So we can actually ping just for coal and find a good supply. That's not too far away. Looks like there is a little bit over here. How much is there? 171,000. That's actually not bad. Do we have any others that are close? Not really. There's one over here. Kind of hard to see where it is. Let's dig into the mountain a little bit. But that'll have to do it for this episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.